All right. Buenos dias. Welcome back. French style scrambled eggs and omelets. Okay. I just want to start off by saying that this is an idiot's opinion, and that you can do your eggs however you'd like to. I'm just giving you, based on my training, this is how I was taught. And leave it down in the comments if you don't like it. This is not the video where I'm going to tell you, hey, you have to do it this way, or else. But what I am going to do is just kind of show you how I would do it. If you were to come over to my house, first of all, we'd get some eggs. We'd get those 2 fridge cold eggs. We'd crack those yolks, and then the same vein as the last one, except in this style, guys, if I were serving this in a restaurant, I would not add any pepper into those scrambled eggs. And I was always taught that, so that way there was no possibility for guests to mistake the quality of our eggs, and they would just see the yellow and the white, or the yellow in this case. But you can, again, if you're cooking for your partner or your spouse or your family, they're really not going to be too particular. Maybe the kids might be with the pepper, but you can do it however you'd like. But overall, we'll just kind of get those in there on a very, very low heat, as you can see, and we'll start to scrape the bottom. Now, this is where you're going to start getting the volume and the size of an omelet that you'd like. Again, this is going to be great for the cheese omelets, or any really big, any omelet where you want to add in a lot of toppings. The great thing here is that we kind of get to see what's going on. And as you can see, I didn't do a great job at mixing in the whites and the yolks, or the whites and the yolks. I can tell you on a large, business level or restaurant scale, they're either buying liquid eggs, so eggs that have an emulsifier in them and that have already been mixed, or they're cracking a bunch of eggs themselves, running them through a blender to really get it homogenized. Okay, guys? So just understand that. If that's what you want to do, that's great. It's really, really difficult to hand whisk eggs together, so don't be too afraid, okay? Just know what to expect. So what the expectation is, as we let this cook a little bit, is that there's no color on the underside. It's going to be completely white. We will leave this. I personally like a more soft scrambled, and this is where we kind of start to have fun, or can start to have fun. We'll get maybe some cheese. I have some Monterey Jack or something like that from the breakfast burrito, the protein breakfast burritos that I make. Actually, before this is where we start to season, guys. Okay, once we get this, we can add the black pepper, and we can add the salt. Okay, well, if you're gonna add cheese, just remember, be careful with that salt. The salt will come from the cheese. Okay, guys? So now that we have that, we'll come up in here and we'll give it a flip over. So as you can see, I can see what happened. I can see the mistakes that I made. This is the great thing about omelets, guys. If you don't do it correctly, you can really start to see your mistakes firsthand. Okay, what I didn't do was right now we can see I probably got some, I got some color on that underside. Okay, so this is probably going to need a take 2. There is a little bit of color there, so I didn't move fast enough. I ended up talking. But what we also saw is that I didn't develop enough structure on that other side to really make sure that it didn't break, or that the cheese didn't push all the way through it. So what you'll see in coming days is French Scramble Part 2. Again, these My videos really aren't gonna hide a lot, especially now that I'm so far in this video. But as you can see, we are starting to get a little bit of color here. And this, I'll say, is the harder part about using non-Teflon pans, is that you end up getting the heat transfers very, very quickly. Okay, guys? So look for that next video. Comment down below. Where do you think I messed up? And what would you have done differently? Subscribe and like the video. Jay's out.